I'm going to be ranking every single Shadow Generations level. This is all subjective and just my opinion. If you have any disagreements, I'd like to hear why. And let's get started. First is Space Colony Arc. I think this is a good beginning level. It's very, like, you get many um, tutorials for, like, your new abilities, so, like, you get the Chaos Control section. You get the beginning with the multiple paths, which is honestly pretty cool, which makes me really like this level. And you get to the middle of the level after the chaos control part in the level with the rocket, and then after that you get to the middle of the section where you get to the big open space where you get multiple pathways. I think that's probably the best part of the level just because there's multiple places to go. Even though you get by really quick, it's still pretty sick. That's in the very first level of the game. After that, it's the Radical Highway section of the level where Black Doom interrupts, and that section is pretty good, I'd say, for like a linear level. That's supposed to be like very like story heavy. It does its job well. It's I don't think it brings down the level. I think it's on par with the rest of the level, especially with like the cinematic parts. But all in all, I think this is a good beginning level. I don't think it's too offensive. Not it's not bad by any means. It's not perfect. I just think it's pretty good overall. And I think that music's pretty good as well, so I think I would just give this one an A tier. I think, I don't know, we'll just have to see, but it might stay in high top of it, because I really do enjoy the parts of the level. Now we have Space Colony Arc Act 2. This level, I like the beginning part. It's the first 2D level of the game, so like this is where you get more introduction to like Chaos Sphere in the first half of the level, and like the open area. That one's alright. I pretty much enjoy that one, but then after that, you get to the middle, which is with like when you get use a lot of Chaos Sphere. That's when I start enjoying the level a lot more because you get not only do you have like cool chaos control skips with the rockets, you just it's also just Chaos Sphere is probably like really cool to use, so that's probably why I enjoy it so much. Then you get to like the second half of the level, and this is where I kind of have a problem. It's kind of Doomwing heavy, not necessarily. Like there is a path at the bottom, but since this is like in a normal game, your very first time with the Doomwings, the top path, you kind of intended to use Doomwings, and when you don't use them, like I did in my recording, you're kind of forced to take the bottom path, and I think Radical Highway does this way better. Like in terms of having a path in the bottom, there's like a completely different way of playing it with the wings and without the wings. Space Colony Arc Act 2 doesn't really do that. It kind of just you just have to go to the bottom, and it feels kind of slow. Like I feel like I should be using Doomwings here. It feels like it's intended. So honestly, I'd rank just because of that alone. I'd rank it B tier. Like I like the first half of the level. I like the middle part, but the second half is like it just feels slow. Uh, I feel like if compared to using the Doom Wings, if you use the Doom Wings a lot, you probably like it way more. But for me, I'd just rank it B tier. So we got Rail Canyon Act 1. This level is very rail heavy. That's not necessarily a bad thing, especially in Shadow Generations. I actually do like rail grinding in this level. But Rail Canyon is like 80% rail grinding, and especially since rail grinding is just boosting forward and switching rails, it's not very aggressive. There's cool parts about it though, the chaos section and like the part with the when you fly over and then you do the skip across the entire section where you're supposed to fight enemies through the grates. That's pretty cool. There's also the Black Doom section as well. And that's probably the best Black Doom section in the game for me at least. I think Rail Canyon's a good showing. I just think it falls flat in terms of like playing the game. You're going forward, but it's just rail grinding. That's really it. If there was less rail grinding, which would make no sense because it's Rail Canyon, I think it'd suffer less from like it being feeling automatic. Like I think there are good skips in here, and there's stuff I really do enjoy, like chaos control skipping. There's like the top section I really like, but oh no, I don't. It's not offensive. Like I can enjoy this level from time to time, but I'm not gonna go back to it as much as other levels I like in this game. So I'd put it B tier. I think I'd put it above Act 2, probably. Rail Canyon Act 2. This is it takes all the problems from Act 1 and makes them worse because you don't even get to switch rails on this one. You're just like it's the same thing. You're rail grinding 80% of the time, but now you're doing it in a straight line and you're just going right. That's not necessarily true for all the time. Like there's some cool things like at the very beginning you can do a bunch of skips into enemies and then hit the button and then go straight up and stuff. But that's really it. Like there's some cool ideas. I like the falling platforms that you go on, and I think the challenge levels do this. Like you have challenges built around that entire concept, which I wish like Act 2 did more of that stuff. And it's also kind of short as well. I feel like they didn't have much showing. Like Act 2 was like, if it just like played, I think if it just did well in terms of like the other mechanics it had a lot of good ideas. I think it should just use them better. So, you know, I think it might be C tier. I don't think there's any bad level in this game. I still think you can have a lot of fun with this level. I just think there's better levels, man. Yeah, like I don't think it's, like, I think Act 2 still has good parts. I don't think it deserves to be on the same tier as Calling Act 2 or Rail Canyon Act 1. Because I think there's still fun parts of these levels. Okay, now we got the first boss in Lizard. This is probably, like, and this isn't to offend, because I think every boss battle's good in this game. But I do think Byleth is probably the worst boss in the scene, just because it's first. Like, if you take like Sonic Gens for example, if Time Eater wasn't such a massive like screw up of a boss, like the utter trash definition of trash, I think Metal Sonic would be the worst level battle in the game. Not because it's bad, because it's like it's simple. This is like the simplest. Like it's like Byleth, it's the simplest boss you have, and I think it's a faithful recreation of SA2 as well. Because I played SA2. And Byleth is hard in that game, and compared to like SA2, I think it's easier, which is kind of cool because Shadow's getting stronger and stuff. But Byleth itself is just kind of simple. I do like the ending bit though with the Chaos Spheres, and then the Chaos Control. You hit it, and then you do the final finishing move. That's pretty cool. And I do think hard mode on this spot. I'm not really taking that into account, but I have played hard mode with all these bosses, and I think Byleth hard mode is actually like really cool because you can use Chaos Control to pause the hands and then do massive damage, so you can do the attack chains. But Byleth on its own, it's simple. It's not too bad. It's good. It's not bad. I think it's fun enough to where I could justify A tier because I do think it's better than I'd had fun than any of these levels are down here, but it's probably like low A. Like I wouldn't put it above this Space Calling Act 1. Now we get into the level. Like this is the level which is like Shadow Generations is a good game, and that's Kingdom Valley Act 1. Oh, this would be my favorite level in the game until it wasn't, which we'll get into later. But there's just so much to do here. I feel like this is the level where they put the most care, and like you can tell how much they cared about putting this level because it's so open. There's so much stuff to do. Like there's the skip to the right. You can hit the post, and then you can go to the cave. The Doom surface is super cool on this level. There's the Doom Blast with the Chaos Control, and like any Doom Blast thing is probably like you get like an instant up from me because Doom Blast is my favorite Doom power to use. So I'd probably put, I don't know, Act 1 is just super good, like the ending as well, like, there's like, I don't think there's a bad part in this level that I can think of. The music is good too, like, there's like no flaws with the stuff I do, I just like it all. So, I guess, it's just S tier. It's just S tier, I don't, there's no reason for it not to be S tier, there's like no flaws with this level, everything is good, the surf power is good, the alternate pathways are good, the chaos control is good, the Doom Blast is good. Yeah, it's just all good. Kingdom Valley Act 2. I really like this level as well. Kingdom Valley has like straight back-to-back bangers. This, like the beginning part with the Doom Blast, like, I'm just biased, I love Doom Blast, but any Doom Blast power, like, gets an instant up for me. I think it's hitting the goalpost and like doing skips is super cool. The beginning is, you can argue it falls flat, but I'd argue it doesn't actually, because you can do the skip with the spring as well. You can, and then you go inside the cathedral, and that's like, I do think the cathedral's a little slow, but I think the fact that you're in it in the first place, and then you can, like, going up, it's not even that bad. If you're if you know what you're doing, you can make it fast. And then you can do the skip with the chaos control to go up on top, which is where a token would usually be. And then we get to the end, and the end is really good. The end is probably my favorite part of this level. It's just so fun to climb up. It's just I put it S tier too, honestly. Like, I think this might be biased, but no, not really biased, because it's not like I have attachment to Kingdom Valley. I just think the levels are really good. I just put it S tier. I really like this level. Next is Sunset Fates Act 1. Only Sonic Force was actually like this good all the time, maybe it wouldn't be trash. Like, Sunset Heights is very linear, yeah, but I feel like first that's on purpose, and second, they do stuff with the level anyway. Like, even at the beginning, you can go through the hoops, and then you dash through the bots, and then you start going through the water stuff, and that's pretty cool. I feel like that part of the level isn't anything to write. Like, it's good, especially with like the chaos control with the rocks as well. You would know what I'm talking about if you play the level. That's like one of the coolest things to do. And then when you do the animation and go to the cave, that's when things really start picking up, because then you get a bunch of chaos blast chains you can do with chaos control. You can reveal a bunch of bots. You can go up, you can hit the thing. Go to that, you can use chaos spear to hit multiple of the Doom enemies, and then you can use chaos blast again and go to that, and then you get thrust into the Doom the radical highway section with Black Doom again. This one is, I like this one more than the Space Colony Arc one, but not as much as the Rail Canyon one. I think the Rail Canyon one's the best, but I think this one's the second best, especially when you learn how to use like the quick step on Shadow with like when you hold it down. I think that really makes it good. And then you can do the skip on the spring. You can go up, you can use the circle pad, and then you can use Doom Blast and get a skip to the left with the hoops. So I really like this Doom, this section too. And the pose. The pose is really cool. So, yeah, I think the only flaw with this level is that it's linear. It's not bad, but when you have the open space like Kingdom Valley, you can do so many things like in that level, and none of the options you have seem bad. Compared to like Sunset Heights, where it's like, this part makes you faster, this part makes you faster. It's like, yeah, that's good, no, but it's not Kingdom Valley levels good. So, honestly, I want to give it S, but I don't think I can justify giving it S. I give it high A. Now we got Sunset Heights Act 2. Oh, Sunset Heights Act 2. I've heard people call this like the best 2D level. I think Kingdom Valley Act 2 is my favorite 2D level, but I think objectively Sunset Heights Act 2 is the best 2D level. The raining setting for one, that's pretty cool. But I think the first half of the level I really like, because you can keep going on the top half and keep doing skips and stuff, and it's so good. And then you can do you encounter the bots, and then you go into the sewers. The sewers are I like the sewer section. I still haven't completely figured it out yet, but I still really like it. And then you go into the end as well. The end where you can like chaos blast the bot, which I didn't even know until recently, and I did do that in the recording. But you can chaos blast the thing and get to the end faster. So since I had Act 2, really good. It's like S tier. The question is it better than Kingdom Valley? I still think Kingdom Valley's better. I think objectively it's better. I really like Kingdom Valley Act 2, so from my list I'm gonna keep it Kingdom Valley Act 2 higher. You can disagree if you want. That's my opinion. Now we've got Metal Overlord. This level, this boss, I think, in my opinion, Metal Overlord is the best boss to fight gameplay wise. Even though it's completely on Doomsurf, that does not take away from it for me. Because, like, first, hitting it with the debris, if you, like, it's like optimizing your debris hit. So even if you miss, you're not gonna get the skip with like the animation with the tail. So you have to make sure you hit your debris. You have to make sure you hit A, and then you have to get to the skips with the ramps as well. So you have to do well on those as well. So I think Metal Overlord. And then you get to the second part. I didn't think about that. The second part's really cool too. Everyone knows the chaos control section with Shadow. That's optional, but if you hit it, it's really sick. Then you can kill the boss. I think the hard mode of this boss is really fun too. It's probably the best hard boss to fight as well, in my opinion. So overall, I give Metal Overlord an S tier as well. There's so many S tiers, but I think Metal Overlord for me this is the best boss for me. Like in terms of gameplay, I just think it's really good. Next, we have Chaos Island Act 1. I think this is a very controversial one because it all relies on whether you can use Doomorph well. And if you can't use Doomorph well, honest to God skill issue. You just need to learn to get better. I don't know what to tell you. I think once you learn Doomorph, you can enjoy Chaos Island way more, starting with Act 1. I do, like, yeah, Doomorph is a little bit wonky even after learning it, like I have, but the level becomes way more fun after you start using it. If you think Doomorph you learn Doomorph, you still think it's still, like, a bad Doomorph power, like, whatever, you can think that. But in my opinion, I think learning, Chaos Island is, like, it's just way better than, it just makes the level way better. Like, the middle part where, like, the Doomorph skips that you can do, they're all so sick. And then you get to the rail section, you get to the volcano, and then you get to the inside as well, with like the Doom Sphere skip you can do. Like you go up, and then you skip all of that, and then you get out of the building, and then you go to the outside section with the lava. I did mess up in my recording, but you could use the Doomorph to the left. You can hit the Doom enemy for the Doom Blast, and then you can skip that whole section as well. And then you can get to the rail section at the end, where you can skip it and go up, and then with the rings, and then you finish the level. So overall, I think this level is way better than people give it credit for, than what I've been seeing at least. The question is, I think it's better than Rail Canyon Act 1. I just don't know if it's A tier. Like it's a low A high B for me. It's because I think Doomorph is still a little bit wonky. So I don't think it can, like, it's not better than low A, at least for me. The question is, I'm gonna keep it high B for now. We'll see if that changes. Now, Chaos Island Act 2. I don't know about this one. Like, I think still a good level. I think there's no bad level in this game. But, it's just kind of a nothing burger. It's, like, I think that the only the only really fun part is the beginning, and then you get to like the maze, and it's not the fact that Doom is bad in this. I think it's actually way easier to control in 2D, but it's not less fun to use because you can't use any of your hook shots and do like hook shot skips or anything. So like it kind of takes all the fun out of Doom Morph. And then you get to the gondolas, and I don't really like the gondolas either. Like, I think Rail Canyon Act 2 at least had really interesting ideas, even if they didn't execute them as much as I would like them to. Chaos Island Act 2 doesn't really have any interesting ideas. So, I honestly think I think it's the worst level in the game for me. It's still C tier. Like, I don't think there's any bad level in this game, but at least C tier. I think it's the worst in Rail Canyon Act 2. Next, we've got Memphis, Tennessee, as some may say. Now, I heard a lot of people saying this is the best boss fight in the game. And in terms of spectacle, I agree. But in terms of, like, actual gameplay, this boss fight's so easy. Like, it may confuse you the first time, but, like, you get confused for, like, the first, like, 10 seconds, and then you know what you're doing. And then after that, it's like, yeah, I beat you instantly. Like, I don't think you struggle with this boss fight. I think the only time you struggle is, like, with the Doom Morph sections when you're going to the top and you haven't completely mastered Doom Morph. But even if I didn't master Doom Morph, like, the first time I played, and I still got mastering the first time I played, like, this boss is just easy. It's just easy. Like, I appreciate the spectacle. I appreciate the end cutscene. That's really sick. And, like, if I go into, like, which boss would I like to fight more, Metal Overlord or Mephiles? I'd choose Metal Overlord, because that one's actually has some difficulty with like the debris hitting and stuff to do like the skip in time. So like, it's not S tier. I think this is very controversial, but it's not S tier. I think it's the top 8 for me at least. But it's just not S. I think the game's too, and I think that really takes away from the boss. Just like it's easier than Bio-Lizard in my opinion, and that's insane. So I think like its spectacle really carries it here. But I think the gameplay's really fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's just easy. I don't know. The Radical Highway. I thought Kingdom Valley would be the best level in this game. Yeah, these two are just the best level in the game. These two are just the best in the game. If you haven't done like Wingless Radical Highway, I encourage you to do so because it's Wing and Wingless Radical Highway in both acts are completely different levels. S ranking them is like the most satisfying feeling you're ever gonna get. Like that's the most satisfying feeling I've ever gotten inside a game. So like. For Act 1, there's so many skips. It's like immediately at the beginning you can go to the right, and you can go on a separate path. You can go up. You can do like the skip across to go to the right as well. And then you have the middle. There's a bunch of Doom Blast sections. There's a section where you can go to the rail and skip it to go to a Doom Blast section. There's the middle part where you can go on the you're sliding down, you go on the rails and you slide down again, and then then you hit the Doom Blast. I missed in my run, I'm pretty sure, but you can hit the Doom Blast and then you can go to the end of the level and then you can just do the ramp part. It's like this. Act 1's so good. It's top of this. It's just top of this. Now the question is, do I think Act 2 is better than Act 1? Oh, I don't know, because Act 2 also has a skip at the beginning, and I didn't even know this. Like, but I did do it. You can go to the top, you can hit a skip, and then you can do this completely different section before you go to the normal Black Bull section as well. So, yeah, then you can do that. You can go to the second Black Bull section. You can actually skip that. I figured that out. You can skip that entire Black Bull section, the second one, and then you do the loop, and then you go to the right with the spring. And then get on top of like the metal part. You go to the railground to the right, where you usually go on like the turning thing, and then you have the entire like the tube section, and then if you go to like the left, you can hit a chaos blast. You can, and there's like the sky section as well. Like honestly, I think it might be better. Yeah, I think because there's still some skips that I like, including like the rail one, like that someone else found for me. I think, yeah, I think that like Act 2 has just way more hidden stuff, which I think like validates it being the best level. Like this is the best level in the game for me. I think if I had to like choose which level I'd speedrun, I'd speedrun Kingdom Valley because it's less hard to like perfect, but like Act 2 is still like the most level to like lab. I think this is the best level to lab in the game. Now the final boss, Devil Doom. Oh, this level, it was hard. Cause I did Untouchable as well, but like do Black Doom without taking damage. I've done ST rank as well. Okay, let's just go through it. So the first section is the Doomster section. Easy section, the boss section as well. Like you can barely mess up. It's very easy to do the 2-chain, and then you immediately go into the do more section. The do more section. It's kind of more difficult, especially if you didn't learn do more. I've learned do more, so it's kind of easy for me. But you still have to like hit your jumps and stuff, and then you immediately go to the wing section. And I do like the wing section. I think like it's not like if you learn it's not that hard, but then it's very also easy to mess up. Like if you don't hold boost like a specific way, then Splatoon sometimes just like, yeah, no, you don't get to hit me, which is very sick and awesome. It's at least better than Time Eater. It's like bottom of the barrel. That's not a compliment. I think it's better than. I think it's better than Egg Dragoon. Like I think Egg Dragoon is the best boss in Sonic Generations for me. So I think like beating Egg Dragoon is good for me. So the question is, do I think it's S tier? I don't know. I think it's better than Nephilis. I think it's better than Nephilis. Do I think it's better than Metal Overlord? No. I'd rather play Metal Overlord. I'd rather play Sunset Heights Act 2. So it's in the middle. That's a question. Is it low S tier or high A tier? You know, I think it might just be low S tier. Or okay, this is the final changes to the tier list. First, I think this just more credit. This level just more credit. I think Act 1 is pretty good, and people just need to play better more. Like, just play Act 1 is better. Do I think Devil Doom is lower? No. I'll keep it S tier. Yeah, I'll keep it S tier. So here's the final list. Radical Highway and Kingdom Valley on top. Kind of expected the level with best boss for me. And the worst level is Chaos Island Act 2. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. If you have any disagreements, just let me know. I think there's some very controversial choices on this list, like Chaos Island Act 1 being A tier. But thank you for watching. And follow me on Twitch, link in the description. This is as well.